Hey everybody, I know it's been a while since I put any videos on YouTube. I wanted to just plug in for a couple of minutes and share a few tips that I picked up today. Probably just one that stands out most of all. First and foremost, we want to make sure in the clinical practice of dentistry that we're focused first and foremost on our patient's best interest. You know, I from time to time come across situations where it feels like a provider, and that provider may sometimes include myself, where I feel like a provider may not necessarily be focused on what benefits the patient most. Meaning, sometimes we're too focused on the dollar signs attached to the treatment we're recommending, rather than the best interest, the health, the aesthetics, the function of the patients. I've done some reading. One of my favorite images is that if we're focused so much on the financial aspect of what we're doing, that would be like, counting the miles that we're traveling in the car instead of looking ahead to where we're going. So in dentistry, that basically, to me, that application falls into place as we need to focus on the blessing, the service, the improvement in the life of the patient, rather than how much money we can make from the patient. It's unfortunate, and to be honest, I really don't know exactly how most medical offices run. I understand that I'm sure the more procedures that are done, the more money the office makes. But when it comes to dentistry, unfortunately, most of us are paid on a commission style basis. So it becomes difficult for us to extricate the production value from the service to the patient. And I think that's one thing that would definitely be worth discussing. Is there some way that we can focus, or rather de-emphasize the dollar signs, of what we're doing for the patient, in lieu of providing a better experience for them. Now, that's not to say that I don't want it to come across that all dentists, all dental offices are money-grubbing, money-hungry people. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's just that I find myself sometimes looking at the day and feeling like, wow, I really wasn't productive today from a dollar sign standpoint. When in reality, I may have had some really good, positive impacts on the patient, whether it's, good education, good interaction, good solid discussion, improving their lives from a coaching standpoint, if you will, good exams, follow-up care, that type of stuff. So anyway, that's my tidbit for the day. It's so easy for us to focus on money, when in reality, if we focus first on the patient's welfare, the patient's best interest, the money will follow. The money becomes a reward for our service to the patient, but it is not the goal. We need to make sure that we're focusing on the goal of what we do every day, being serving patients. The goal is not the paycheck. The goal is the reward of doing what we do correctly. So it's difficult. It's a unique situation with me being an office owner, and realizing that procedures that I do, that my team does, my team members do, ultimately add to that bottom line from the standpoint of the income of the office. And so there's some motivation that, we want that number to be big so that potentially at the end of the month we can have a nice paycheck. And it's important to manage the office efficiency. But if we focus on the goal being customer, patient, people service, then that money side will come as long as we're doing it right. Now, if you flip that the other way around, and if we're focused so much on money, that I'm pushing big treatment plans and perhaps manipulating people into doing procedures, or even going across the ethical line and recommending procedures that were not necessary, then that's a recipe for disaster. So, it's critical that we have the right frame of mind and that we're focused on people and not pennies as we push forward. I've found that the days that are most rewarding to me are the days that I'm busy, but I'm not constantly staring at that total production number, whether it's my own personal production number or the office as a whole. It really comes down to being productive, meaning how well have I served my patients? And to take that one step further, in my position again as an office owner, partner, how well have I served my team members? We oftentimes forget that even though we pay them to work with us or for us, we have opportunities to serve them, teach them, grow them, which in turn benefits our patients, which in turn benefits the office as a whole, and eventually will yield a higher potential reward financially. But again, the financial reward is not the goal, that is the reward. So we've got to make sure that our vision is on the patient's welfare and not the patient's wallet.